But from a stance of like debating and all that other stuff and whatever his art form was, it was repugnant. And from a stance of content, I won't miss his content, not even a little bit. NANI? Dynamite! Dynamite! You feel me? Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Heero. This is the Identity Booth. We are trying to play catch up on the news here, and this story might come out sooner rather than later. It's a story that's interesting to me. It covers a lot of territory here. Kevin Samuels passed away a couple of days ago. I believe it was May 6th, so it's been 4 days. And I'm conflicted because we've had stories about Kevin Samuels, and you already know my opinion of his work. And I say his work because I believe Kevin Samuels is a caricature. I don't believe Kevin Samuels is the person he pretends to be on the internet, because we have unique details and perspectives into his life that lets us know he's not the person he is on the internet. He probably doesn't take pleasure in what he does on the internet, but it's the way you pay the bills. And when that's how you pay bills, ain't nobody gonna knock you for that, right? Get it how you live. If I had Kevin Samuels' clout, I'd say some reckless shit too to maintain that clout. It's just about what you're willing to sell yourself for, right? It's about your value, as he would often say. So while it's not my intent here to bash him or criticize him, I do want to just simply look at how the world will remember him, because that's all that matters now. It's his legacy. How the world will choose to remember him. And I'll take us back to I have no clips, no perspectives on like what he said to this person, an out of context clip to this conversation, how he evolved, but I will talk about sort of his evolution. And in the beginning, a lot of his sound bites and clips revolved around him bashing specifically women. It is undeniable that it was a vast majority of women. But as he grew and as he developed, so did his caricature. It involved men. It involved coaching up men to be better versions. The high value man, monarchy, is not a bad one to believe in. It's a bad one if it consumes you, though. Like, being a high value man in writing isn't bad, but in practice is horrible. It's sort of like the 1999 crime bill. In practice, if this was how it worked for everybody, we would have an issue, but it only affected black men. So now we got an issue. Look how well those correlate. But there's even the last few minutes of his life where he was on the phone, and how he died. So the circumstances, right? Let's just talk about the circumstances. He basically, and this isn't official, but based on what I had, previous chest pains the day before, non-responsive, irregular breathing. Based on what this is, apparently his current girlfriend was a nurse, and he went into cardiac arrest and died from a heart attack, presumably maybe an imparted fraction or like brain bleed or something like that, but stroked out, heart attack, one of the two. And he was found by his girlfriend non-responsive. She was able to perform CPR and get a response and get him to breathe, but it took about 14 minutes from the time that she called, and she didn't know how long he had been down for. So that's a significant amount of time for someone of his age, 50-year-old plus heart stopping and restarting ain't as easy as it sounds. So under duress and what's going on, and I'm puzzled here if I want to play the video, but I think it deserves context.
For the first time, we're hearing the 911 call that was made moments before a popular social media influencer, Kevin Samuels, died. Now, we do want to warn you, this is someone taking their last breath, so it is hard to listen to.
I'm not sure what it is, but just, he's not breathing. I'm trying to give him CPR, and he's breathing now, but I think he has a irregular rhythm.
Hey, y'all, one thing for sure that I hate about this is when you're giving someone CPR, focus on the CPR. Focus wholeheartedly on CPR. Like, all this disorientation thing, like, she's taking too many words here. She needs to be going. Like, giving CPR to somebody should literally be the most most debilitating, draining activity ever.
Please hurry. I'm a nurse, but I'm trying to do CPR. Come on, Kevin, you got it. Oh, come on, just try to breathe. Come on, you got it. Come on, think about your mom. Think about your daughter. Let's go. Please, hurry.
The 17-minute-long 911 call ended with dispatch continuing to give directions as first responders made their way to the apartment. The woman who made the call told authorities it was her first time at Samuel's Buckhead home. Atlanta police say she told them Kevin complained of chest pains the night before. The next morning, she says he fell over, which is why she called 911. Samuels died last Thursday.
And you know, you hate to see someone die. I mean, there are certain people that you won't see me shedding a tear for, right? Hitler, go fuck yourself. Trump, go fuck yourself. Like, these are people I could care less. I had a disagreement on how he viewed women. That's the extent of my qualms with this person. I have a disagreement with how he views women. That is the extent of our qualm. That doesn't dictate my celebration of watching him suffer. It doesn't dictate. I could care less, really, about what this means for the big picture. I'm more concerned about the loved ones he left behind, the mother and the daughter. It's a painful day in hell for a mother who has to bury her own child, no matter how close how close or how separate they are. It's a sad day for a child to bury their parent before they're actually an adult. So those are the people I feel for. Now, as far as the commentary goes, I can still gleefully disagree with his stupidity. I can still gleefully point out the hypocrisy that he sat here as an individual and berated women for their size, their dress size, their health, their BMI, which is inherently racist, and here he is not taking care of his own goddamn body. The greatest downfall of black men will be not minding their own goddamn business. Before you open your mouth to say something to a black woman, just ask yourself, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing right now? Because that question by itself could have saved Toby, and it probably would have influenced this person to go get checked up a little bit more often. 50 is really young. 50 plus 60 is very young. But there's that stigma in the black community. I'll tell my barber about a rash on my ass before I go to a doctor and get some ointment. I'll tell the mailman I can't get it up before I go get a prescription. Like, it's just crazy how, because people think, oh, I can't get it up, it's because, impotence. No, it's a blood flow thing. You probably have poor circulation, which is probably being caused by a clot somewhere in your leg. It's just crazy the leaps and bounds in the effort that we will go to avoid being, proactive about our health. And then when we drop like flies, everyone puts their hands up like, why? It's not a mystery to me. It's very clear how we got here. But let's better understand how to avoid the situation. The question is, how will Kevin Samuels be remembered? When I typed in his name, this was the first article that popped up. Kevin Samuels, YouTuber with 1.4 million subscribers, has died. His mother says Samuel's views on dating relationship, which many people on social media felt were an attack on black women, often sparked outrage. That is how you will be remembered. The news, NBC News. That's how you'll be remembered for the rest of your days, Kevin Samuel. And it's really not like depressed. That's it. Period. I have nothing more to say. You had 1.4 million subscribers, and no matter how much you say you were trying to help, no matter how much you're saying that you did good for this person, did good for that person, vast majority who don't know who you are, like my sister who came here and read the same article, will just see you as a contributor to Discord. Kevin Samuels, a YouTuber who became known for his controversial relationship advice, has died. His mother says NBC News. Rumor of his death circulated social media Thursday night. His mother, Samuel Birch, declined to release details about what happened. She said she learned of her son's death from social media. Man, that's tragic. Some of his more controversial statements: if you have made it to 35 and you are unmarried, you are leftovers, woman. You are a leftover woman. He said in a video, you are what is left. Men know what there is. Men know that there is something likely wrong with you. Like, how is that encouraging? How is that deemed to be like positive? Right? So therein lies I don't know, it's the hypocrisy of the situation. He would tell he wasn't married. He had children out of wedlock. And that's why I say I can't take Kevin Samuels seriously, because nobody who had that much hypocrisy in his back pocket would speak so flagrantly if he didn't know that it was just a ruse. So from a content standpoint, from a livelihood standpoint, my condolence goes out to his family. And I hate to see a guy go down, but from a stance of like debating and all that other stuff and whatever his art form was, it was repugnant. And from a stance of content, I won't miss his content, not even a little bit. But let me know how you feel. What's some content you probably won't miss? Is it mine? Clap it. Is my content you're gonna miss? It's all right. I think Kevin Samuels is in the right place where he can be with men now in heaven, making love. You feel me? So I'm happy to see him in this better place. He deserves to be happy. You deserve to be happy, my friend. So clap it up for that. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe.